I don't know if you guys can see that clearly, but it's actually coming around 11 o'clock, and that's when this card shop behind me here, Sports Cards, etc., is going to open for their Friday night pre-release of the new M19 Core Set. Even though it's super late outside and everything else is closed, around midnight is when all the Planeswalkers are going to get together, and we're all going to open the brand new set and play in a sealed format. So I'm kind of excited. It's actually also kind of cool because this is surprisingly my first Magic pre-release. I figured off of my first Grand Prix visit, maybe I should actually take a step back and go to a pre-release or any actually sanctioned event first. Kind of just sounds like that's the natural progression I should have took in the first place, but nevertheless, we are where we are now. So that being said, let's get in there. Oh yeah, also I'm giving away a free Grand Prix entry, but if you guys want to figure out more about that, you should probably stick around for that. I'm just saying. Man, when's the last time you've actually seen sports cards at like a card store? Most of the card stores I go to don't actually work with sports cards anymore, so it's just kind of cool to see them around. But hey, it's not what we're here for. We're here for the M19 pre-release. M19 is the newest core set to drop for Magic the Gathering, and today is the pre-release for that event, which includes an event where you play a sealed tournament. I originally thought it was going to be draft, but that's not how it works. You get a sealed kit here, which is 6 packs, some kind of dice, and a promo card. And from that, you bust open your packs and you build a deck to play with for the tournament. I did a little bit of research on what's actually in this set here, so I'm kind of excited to bust these open. Hopefully I can build something great. I think Tezzeret, it's the blue guy, is like pretty good, so I'm looking to hopefully build something out of that. I don't have exactly the highest expectations for today, as I have barely played Magic before, but I knew after I played the draft at the GP, I was hooked. I just had to see what I could do in an actual event setting, and I don't think I'm particularly that bad at deck building, considering I've experienced with other card games. I think I can pick out some cards that might be decent, so maybe I have an edge up on truly beginner players. I'm tired of talking about this. Let's bust this open and see what we get. So the fire alarm's going off, but there's no fire from what I can see. Maybe it's like over here. So as you can see, we landed the money right there, and I pulled that Tezzeret I was talking about. That was the nut that I was looking for. So we're building blue-white. I figure that's a good route to take, blue-white control. I've heard from people that I've asked earlier today that this is kind of a slower format to play in. So I'm feeling actually rather confident with my pick, and I know Tezzeret's just a crazy card that will carry the game for me a lot of the time if I can get to it. I think I did pack rather well for the build that I'm looking to do, so hopefully we can end up well, and we can win this pod that I'm playing in. Like I said, I'm not new to the whole deck building idea. I think I'm actually fairly confident with my experience with, Hearthstone and Yu-Gi-Oh! Just I understand what makes a card good, and especially with my playtime in Hearthstone, I understand the mana curve. Hopefully we can do well today. We'll see how it works out, so let's do that. Alright, so round 1 update. Well, technically round 2's done, but I didn't record round 2, but we're going to go over exactly what happened round 1. For people that haven't been on channel before, I'm going to have the gameplay moving from the side here, and I'll hopefully be able to tell you guys, with my very limited knowledge of Magic, exactly what happened. Before I hop into talking about the matches, I'm going to talk about what you guys are probably all waiting to hear, that free Grand Prix entry. How do you get it? So Channel Fireball, you know, the people that kind of run those GPs, or most of them, they saw my vlog that I did for GP Pittsburgh, and they actually hit me up. They really liked the video, and they wanted to give me a free entry to a Grand Prix, but also they wanted to give you guys one too. They decided to give me a golden ticket, which is the equivalent of that of one free entry to a Grand Prix. And if you guys remember last vlog that I pointed out, that Grand Prix entry is $80. I was actually wrong about that. It wasn't $80, it was $70. Still pretty steep cost though, so if you want to take a little bit of a weight off your shoulder if you plan on going to Grand Prix, that's no joke. This golden ticket applies for literally any Grand Prix for the rest of 2018. So if you decide to go to a Grand Prix, you get your free entry if you happen to win it. So just follow that link down in the description to the Gleam, and hopefully you guys can have a chance to win that Grand Prix entry. Really cool thing. Thank you so much to Channel Fireball for reaching out to me, a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh channel of all things, to give away a Grand Prix entry for Magic the Gathering. So round 1, we actually ended up playing a black-red deck, and this guy had very aggressive strategy. He had a lot of cards that would just deal a lot of life and then gain him life. They costed hefty mana, which in the long terms for me, playing a tempo game or a control-oriented game, I'm focused on value. Since I drafted Tezzeret, it was really easy for me to actually get this value, and I found myself getting a lot of cards, or constantly having cards being able to be used, cards on the board, cards in general. But I guess that strategy doesn't really help you too much when you're getting rushed down by a black and red deck that's just constantly dealing damage to you. Game 1, that was just kind of the story, as he put me to a really low life total. I just kept taking damage to the face because I assumed with my strategy, which I'm just trying to slowly build a board to overwhelming, I could take care of him, but he manages to have the burst damage to be able to clear the game, and game 1 is a loss.
I'm just gonna go for it. Sacrifice this card, deal 4 damage to you.
Yeah, you got it. From there, I realized I gotta quickly change up my strategy and just start playing a little bit more aggressively and get damage in there, which I end up doing game 2, as I'm able to just slowly chip in enough damage, be able to build my board up enough. Also, I'm surprised I didn't have the burst to be able to finish me off, which was great because game 2 ended exactly how I wanted it to. My deck played perfectly. And then game 3 was a super close one. I ended up stabilizing and getting a whole bunch of board control to the point where I thought I was going to be able to seal the game in just a couple turns by how many minions I was having on board and how much presence I was building quickly. Unfortunately, much like the case of the first game, burst damage was able to take care of me. As I got back down to 5, I was blocking everything to make sure he couldn't get any more hits, but he had one sorcery spell that deals 5 to me, and that was a sad ending. The thing to note though is that I did end up playing Tezzeret all 3 games in that match, and oh my god, the card's fucking crazy in limited. I actually didn't even touch the other 2 effects. I never got to the 9 tokens, but I never did touch the effect to draw a card, just because making a 1/1 flying dude is fucking crazy. The fact that it's an artifact on top of that really synergizes with the rest of my build too. Being able to synergize with the 3 mana guy that allows, or 3/4 mana guy that allows me to draw a card, and there's other cards like 3 mana white dude that buffs it up by 2/2 and gives it indestructible. That was a pretty cool synergy. So yeah, unfortunately the match didn't go the way I wanted it to go, but the deck that I built is definitely working to plan. It's all built, I think, appropriately, and I think I did an okay job building it. Match 2 isn't recorded, but short story short, I 2-0'd the guy, and it went very well. I believe there's 3 rounds of Swiss or something like that, which seems like a small amount for the pod. I think there's 24 people in the pod or something like that. I don't know how the tournament's constructed, but after that pod finishes, the 3rd round of Swiss, we cut to a top cut, I'm assuming, and then from there we see what happens. I don't know, I'm just kind of riding the waves, so we'll see how that works out.
Boys and girls, not my best work, but we'll give something away tonight. Brand new out of M19, Scape Shift. Dave, pick me a winner. 060. Is that you, seriously? Yeah. Out of the brand new set, Crucible of Worlds. 048. Johnny, my man! All right.
Did you get it back?
Johnny got his Crucible back.
People who traded in cards keep getting their cards back as door prizes. We think it's fucking rigged.
All right. This is for, what's today's date? July the 7th. This is for free entries into every tournament I host the rest of the year. That's every draft, every sealed, every modern, every standard.
That sounds kind of good, doesn't it, though?
0, 7.
Nope. Yeah, we got there. So we played 4 rounds of Swiss, and I ended up going 3-1. Super impressed with how I did for like my first pre-release. And we ended up winning 12 packs because that's 3rd place. So how was this experience? I'd say it was a great time. I had a great time here at Sports Cards Etc., which is in McMurray, Pennsylvania. If anybody wants to check it out, again, great store, great owner. Bryce is a fantastic guy. As you can see, he gave away free entries for the rest of 2018. That's fucking nuts. This is a great place to be. I had a great time tonight. I'm definitely going to be playing a lot more Magic. Just lots of fun, and I think I performed pretty well. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Again, thank you to Channel Fireball for reaching out to me to give away a free Grand Prix entry too. If you guys want to be a part of that, if you guys want to get your chance to get in there, Gleam link down below. Really, it's just free, and that's $70 you get for free if you win. Why the fuck wouldn't you do it? Thank you, Channel Fireball, again, so much for reaching out for me. That super cool opportunity. I'm going to get home. I'm going to crack these open for you guys, show you what's cooking. So, yeah, let's get there.